Hey everybody, happy Monday evening. Wanted to hop on to do a quick live stream, mostly because I have some changes I made to my Streamyard setup, and I want to make sure it's all okay because I would hate to have a guest on or something like that, and have a big event scheduled or something like the giveaway I have coming and things, and have something not going well. So, hello, welcome. I'm doing well, thanks, and happy to be hopping back in to the YouTube world. It's great to see you. Like I said, mostly I decided to go ahead with this pop up live to try and just test everything out, make sure stuff was going well. Maruda, yep, absolutely. Testing. So, and part of it too, there's always opportunities for second camera action. So that's something else that I wanted to make sure everything was smooth. And I'm going to put a deck down. Actually, one that I um, was shuffling up earlier that I really enjoy. I think is a great little oracle deck is the Coastal Curiosities. Uh, if that's something anyone here is familiar with, I think I first heard about this on Krista's channel, Crochet Witch Tarot, um, and it's a nifty little deck. Comes with a great little guidebook, and let me just make that the full screen so you can see a little better. But it's a great little deck. Lots of fun stuff in the imagery. Cardstock's really nice. It's a linen cardstock, and you probably can't really catch too much of the texture on there, I don't think. But it is a nice linen. It's very flexible. It's a really supple cardstock. It shuffles nice. It riffles nice. If that's type of shuffling you prefer. So, hey, look at that. Look who else is joining us. We have um, Tarot Stash, and I've been watching Work Lurking for a little bit, and now you're. Is it Cook Lurking? Is it? We have to come up with a new term, a hashtag, and a card to put up for that. But Gerald, it's great to see you, and I was able to catch some of your lives today, so that was really nice. So. Yeah, Krista does have this deck on a lot, and she was the one that brought it to my attention, so I was grateful for that. But of course, we will have opportunities for card showing, so that's a screenshot I needed to test out. But it's fun. I like again, with such a variety of things tucked into these images. You know what it reminds me of actually, is the 5 cent and 2 penny family of decks from Madame Clara. And and I've had these on my channel before. So everybody will be probably familiar with those. But hey, we have some more people jumping in. We have Ange. Great to see you. And we have Hershey. Good to see you too, Hershey. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Kitchen lurking. We need to come up with some hashtag friendly term for that, for sure. So, but Gerald's the expert on that, so I will defer to him. And whenever he's done cooking, maybe he can start thinking of that. So, but you can kind of see what I mean. And part of it's even the texture of the linen is fairly similar. Maybe the Timid card isn't the best example here, but just the way the layout, the art style, things like that, these actually go quite nicely together. But of course, if you have the 5 cent tarot, the 2 penny oracle is the perfect companion. So I do really like these together. I think they do a really great job. So and seeing Hershey in the channel reminds me, Hershey was the winner of my first giveaway on the channel, and I will be following that up soon, as I've mentioned before. I'll be doing another one here fairly soon, so watch for that. Maybe this week, maybe this weekend. Not quite sure yet when we're going to do that, but I do have a new unopened copy. I didn't bring it downstairs with me, but I have a new unopened copy of this upstairs, ready for that giveaway, which will hopefully be quite soon. So we'll probably do a similar thing, have people put a word or phrase unique to the initial broadcast when I put it out. Put that into the chat, and then we have some verifications we can do when a winner is selected randomly from that. But this is a cool deck. So if you haven't seen any of the walkthroughs yet, it is there's some really neat stuff in here. I like the imagery. I like the twist on the Marseille theme. There's some rather gruesome things in there here and there, but yeah, it's quite interesting. So I definitely enjoy this one. Pretty much all the stuff from Artisan Tarot, you can't go wrong. I noticed they have a promo going right now with some kind of wallets. I think leather wallets that are custom made for, I believe, I could be wrong. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it in case I'm mistaken. But I think it's for their smaller. It's for the Noble majors specifically. I think is they have this leather wallet that's like perfectly suited for this smaller deck size. So you can see by comparison, the Noble is quite a bit smaller. And I love this deck. I believe you can also still get a free set of Noble majors from Artisan Tarot if you go onto their website. Check it out. Definitely worth a look. And they also have some great lectures and things like that, which is fun because they're fairly new to the I believe to creating decks, fully publishing, all that sort of thing. They have a pretty aggressive schedule and desire for how many they want to publish, from what I understand, and so that's exciting. Certainly not gonna bother me at all to see more content coming out from them. So anyway, that is that's some stuff that's on my mind. I will be doing that contest soon, and I'm anxious to get that running. Other than that, some other content ideas. I have been toying with the idea of because I like the idea of tarot as a disrupting force, and not disrupting in a negative way, but disrupting in a way that can unblock creative. And of course, this is a great time for me to lose words, right? It's a way to break you out of a blockage in creativity. It's a way to just you can use tarot to help you, because it's a random system that is so well connected with the human experience. You can use it to break up some of that stalemate that might happen from time to time, be it for work or school or any creative endeavor. And I thought a fun way maybe to illustrate that would be to take a deck, get in the car, and start recording video, and have the deck pre-shuffled and just pull cards and let it determine what happens next, where you go and what you do and all that kind of stuff. And I thought it would be a really interesting way to illustrate the power of tarot in that way. So it's not like you were just gonna do that every day when you get in the car. The point is to show you that a process that has rules and has structure around it, like driving, we still have freedom of destination if we're not on our way somewhere. And but you could get in a car and just kind of sit there and not sure where you're going to go. So this is the idea of sort of metaphorically guiding your trip. It's a little bit of it's like GPS for your life. I think tarot can be that for you. It's turn by turn directions, but in such a cool way, because it's not it's not predetermined by anything, and you can pull that tool out anytime and use it for whatever endeavor you may have in front of you. So, I think about different work obligations. If I have, sometimes I have big projects or presentations that I have to do. And if I'm working on those things, occasionally I will hit a roadblock, or maybe even I won't even be able to get started because I'm kind of stuck and I can't quite get going. And it's similar to writer's block. It's just the idea that sometimes you sit down, you have a blank canvas, and you know that there's an end product that has to come from it, but those first few steps can be a little awkward sometimes. So I found a lot of times for me, if I just start putting anything down, anything related to what I'm working on, that can help. But if I have something to build scaffolding around the concept, then I can work a lot more efficiently. So scaffolding in this case is, again, metaphorically speaking, um, if I'm pulling cards, then I can allow those cards. Let's just do an example. I'm going to do an example. So, and I hope you bear with me, because what I'm going to do um, has frustrated someone in the past that was watching the channel. And I hesitate to even say this, but it wasn't a subscriber. It wasn't somebody that was, I don't know. It just, they apparently didn't like that. I think the words were something similar to, "We don't need to see your stupid face. We just want to see the cards," or something like that. I don't know. And it referred to this kind of layout where I have, a small camera over here, big one over here. The reason I have it like this, well, I mean, I don't need to. I can, of course, add, just make the card side. And I think I just realized I'm pointing with my cursor, and you can't see that. But anyway, I can make the big side, this side. I can make it cover the whole thing if I want to, or I can have whatever. StreamYard has an option where you can do picture in picture. So I should be able to just be a little floating head somewhere over here, and have nothing but the broader card or table view um, sitting there for everyone to see. But it's not working, and I don't know exactly how to fix that. I click the button and nothing happens. So it's a StreamYard thing. That's, again, one of the reasons I wanted to get on here. But of course, I tried it and nothing happens. So um, here we are. So anyway, I digress. So let's say I'm getting ready to start a project for work. I need to present the results of a project or something to the rest of the company. And if I'm struggling to figure out a good place to begin, I can shuffle up a deck and I can put down a card. And we have the three of buttons, three of coins, three of pentacles here. Which, I mean, how about that for a perfect thing to start on, right? Man, right there. That's amazing. So I couldn't have asked for anything better. And I did just shuffle this too. This is not a setup, but I love it. Collaboration, teamwork, expertise. You think of it, the RWS vision of this, with the designer, the architect, pointing up at the work. So to me, what I would immediately, right away, if this came up and I was looking for some help and some answers while starting a project, what this would do for me is tell me to check with my team. Just ask them. just put a quick message out there and say, hey, everybody, getting ready to start doing this. Do you have any thoughts for me? Anything you specifically want me to include? Then it's collaboration. Then I'm getting the teamwork in there, which I think that's pretty cool. So that's a neat start. So next, and I'm going to use my 3-card Y spread here because I've been really enjoying this one. It seems to um, really it does a great job of solving some things for me. So yes, and Hershey, these are they're great decks. They're beautiful. In fact, another thing. Hey, it's Tom. How you doing? Good to see you here too. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, while we're on the subject, real quick, I'm gonna hop over to so Madame Clara on the hotel gift shop Etsy store. They also have this, which is a journal, and I just got this. Purchase responsibly, know your limits. But it's very cool. It's there's one thing about it that I'm not 100% sure about. I don't know yet how I'm going to feel about it, but they do have these spreads preloaded onto some of the pages. So in some ways, I think maybe I like that because what it might do is force me to branch out and use more spreads, which is cool. But in other ways, it takes up real estate. It's on, it'll be on a full spread of 2 pages like this. And then you turn a page and then has the next one in the series and so on. And then it'll go back to blank. So you do have some blanks. You don't, obviously you wouldn't have to use that spread. You could just mark this however you want to. But the jury's out. I'm not 100% sure if I like the fact that that's there yet or not. Obviously, I just got it, haven't started using it. But I do have a feeling I'm going to like it. So, all right, we go from, new journal. Yep. I am. And thank you for the hashtags. That's very helpful. I would jump over and just because I think because of you, Gerald, I have that. Here we go. I have it on a banner ready to go. But since I'm running solo here and I don't have you as backup to help me see when stuff's coming in chat, because that is, as you'll all know, that's one of the great things about doing a live with Gerald is he's so good at balancing all of the stuff at the same time. And he really is great. He's a hawk for the chat. So things will come up and he doesn't miss it. So it's great to do a live with Gerald because it's good to have backup. So anyway, so if we're talking about the start of a project, here I am ready to go. I pull that 3 of buttons first, and I'm super excited because I think right away I have some guidance. I'm going to go ask the team, check with everybody else, collaborate a little bit. My second card that I'm taking in this direction, there are 2 different directions that are coming here. We can pull them both at once, or we can do one at a time. Either way, it doesn't really matter. But the first one coming up is the Hermit. And, the keywords that they use on the 5 cent, I think are really nice, especially for something like this. If you're doing something related to work or a project or something, and you don't want to spend a lot of time on this. This isn't a deep contemplative or contemplative, whatever you prefer, exercise for tarot. This is a give me some answers right now because I have something to do kind of thing. And by the way, somebody else is paying you for that. So maybe get busy with it. But I think this really can help speed things along. And it's a really great time to use a deck that has keywords right on the face. So just a thought there. But the Hermit would tell me, and you're absolutely welcome, Jared. So it's always a pleasure. And I do owe you not only just an email. So, but we have some work to do. We have another deck test drive, a nerd stash production that we need to get on. So that is coming. So Anyway, with the hermit, what that would tell me is, okay, maybe after I've gathered the ideas, the concepts from the rest of the team, it's time to sit with those myself. Think about what I want out of out of this project. What do I want the final outcome to be? Keeping those things in mind. Yes, he is. Absolutely. Next, we pull the other direction. The other direction, we have three of needles. So three is a strong theme here. Threes, threes can often be seen as it's you get creativity, and I do like the fact that if we see two threes coming up in this scenario, yeah, it's the three of needles, three of swords. eh, I get it, that might have some negative connotations. Hey Jane, good to see you. But I think when we're talking about a project, we're talking about this is a function. This is something I'm just diving into at work. That three for me, it's really all about the creativity. It's all about it's really about the thought, the air element, the thought behind it. I think um, so. Here we have what we can look at this as two different directions we can take, or it's two different aspects that are influencing how we're going to move forward. So here we are with um, a project that we now have a couple of things to get us going. We're ready to sit down and start doing some stuff. Creativity is going to be a heavy theme, including others from your team in the early process is important, but ultimately it's going to be about what you do sitting alone, one on one with that computer or whatever it is your tool of choice. And then what I like to do oftentimes with this particular spread that I find to be very helpful is I'll take, in this case, I'll go with the two penny because it fits the theme and I love the deck. I love these two working with each other. Um, Shuffle up. I like to put an oracle card into the mix to see where that can take us next and what else we can do or think about that's going to help move this thing forward. Uh, if we look back at, we think back to what I was saying about using this or having this sort of exercise play out while driving around in a car. Obviously, we're not using a spread. You're just pulling one card at a time, and you pull up the card and you say, "Okay, it's a 4." Maybe it's the 4 of swords, um, and 4 being stability, just kind of tells you to stay on track. Um, and so off you go. You just keep going on that same road that you're on and see what happens. So here we are with our top card, adding the oracle, and we get number 16, which is hope, buoyancy. Not going to argue with that if I'm working on a project, but what can that do for me? I don't just need encouragement to get something done. I need to work. So the idea of hope on its own, it's great to have, but if I just have something to get done at work and it's really just a task, maybe it's more about some of the other stuff going on the card itself. Maybe there's more than just those keywords that can give me something else to go on. So in that case, I will pull out the book. I'm just going to take a quick look here as I struggle to get the rest of the cards back in the box. There we go. So let's just see what the book says about number 16. Have any of you ever done anything like this in terms of like just trying to use the tarot for a very practical purpose? You pull it out for something that you're up against in a project or a creative endeavor or anything that I'd be curious to know if that's something you've done, if it's worked for you, if you or if you know, if you find this interesting or ridiculous. I don't know. It could be either, but I think it does help me. So I'm looking at the guidebook here. In Aesop's fables, the swallow symbolizes hope, as it is among the first birds to appear at the start of spring. Sense of immortality, the future state, confidence in success and happiness. And then, this does have reversals. I don't tend to go for that. I'm just not. I don't know. I find that when situations have a negative component or possible connotation or outcome, a lot of times I think it is going to it's going to out itself in other ways. I don't really need the card to tell me necessarily. That's just my feeling. I think everybody has their own way. So great. I mean, yeah, for a book, I feel like that's a I don't know, that would be a classic for me. If I was embarking on such a big project as a book, I think that would be indispensable. So Gerald says perhaps the 2-3 suggest paying attention for a third option that wasn't seen in the beginning. I like that. Yeah, definitely. That's certainly a possibility. Yeah, Neon Moon Tarot. To help plot a book when I've gotten stuck. I'm not familiar with the Neon Moon Tarot, but I have to check that out. Yeah. All right. Well, Hershey, great to see you. And have a great night. Anxious to get back with the whole crew again. So yeah, really nice to see you in here. Thanks for stopping by. So yeah, I mean, anyway, you kind of get the idea. I think there's a lot of different ways that this can be helpful, and I may still even just, I mean, obviously this is just a short little pop-up live, so I may still do the little exercise with the car, get in and let the cards take me somewhere, just to do a broader sample and just to illustrate the possibilities with that kind of exercise. But I do think that this is a good way to get unstuck if you're stuck on something. So Neon Moon deck, yep, we have another one for that. So yeah, I will have to check that out. That's one I'm not familiar with. So well, and it's 80s cyberpunk. Yeah, well, I'm all about 80s. That's a favorite of mine because that was really, I mean, I grew up in the 80s, so absolutely love it. Well, folks, that I mean, I think I'm going to keep it short. That was really, I'm so glad I got to see everybody. That was quite a surprise. I didn't know if anybody'd be able to pop on. Just doing a quick last minute unannounced thing like this. It's always a pleasure to see everybody, and I'm really happy that people took the time to log in and chat. So thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. Watch out for notifications because we'll have that giveaway at some point. And Gerald will get this deck test drive set up so we can do another one of those because our last one was a blast. So yeah, looking forward to it. And thanks again, everybody. Yeah, really hope to see you again soon. Have a great night.